Hello traders, and welcome to another exciting edition of our weekly XAUSD and GBPUSD trade analysis. Okay, so I'm excited to be here with you as we dive into the dynamic world of forex trading. So in today's video, we'll be dissecting the price action for XAUSD and GBPUSD, identifying key and potential levels on the charts, and discussing potential strategies for the week ahead.
Welcome back to another wonderful episode of our weekly forecast, where we usually analyze GBPUSD and XAUSD gold on a daily time frame down to the 1 hour time frame, so as to get clear insights on what we should be expecting for the coming week, guys. So if you followed us on our last week forecast, you'll discover that we're expecting GBPUSD to continue upward from where it is, to either break out of this resistance zone or break below the support zone right here. As you can see on my screen, GBPUSD did just as we expected by breaking out of the resistance zone right here and then coming back to retest it. So for next week, we'll just run through the analysis from the daily time frame down to the 1 hour time frame, so as to see some key zones that we need to be paying close attention to for the coming week. So guys, right here on my screen is GBPUSD on the daily time frame. As you can see, just like I said, price has broken out of a very valid resistance zone right here and then came back to retest that resistance zone, thereby turning it into a support right here. So guys, remember I said price has broken out of this resistance zone right here, where it came up and then came back to retest the resistance zone, thereby turning it into a support. So for next week, we'll be expecting price to continue upward to the next resistance zone, which is just above, guys. As you can see, price previously came to this resistance zone, so we'll be expecting price to move upward to respect that resistance zone, or possibly break out of it to continue upward. But on the flip side, if price decides to continue downward to break below this support right here, we're expecting price to continue to the next support zone, which is just below this, or possibly break out of this to the next support zone just below, guys. So guys, quickly we'll move over to the 4 hours time frame, so we can also see clearly some zones that we need to be paying close attention to for the coming week, guys. Alright guys, so this is the 4 hours time frame on GBPUSD. As you can see, the resistance zone we marked out on the daily time frame is still very visible, as you can see right here. This is also a support zone that was marked out on the daily time frame, which is also very visible on the 4 hours time frame. So guys, just like we expected on the daily time frame, price has broken out of this resistance zone and then came back to retest it on the 4 hour time frame, which is very clear right here. We're expecting price to continue upward to respect this resistance zone, which it created previously, or possibly break out of it to continue upward. But on the flip side, if price continues downward from where it is for the opening week on Monday, price decides to continue downward to break below this support zone right here, we're expecting price to give us a confirmation before continuing to the next support zone just below, guys. So guys, we'll still move over to the 1 hour time frame, so as to get clearer pictures of these zones we've marked out on the 4 hours time frame, guys. Alright guys, so this is the 1 hour time frame, as you can see on my screen, for GBPUSD. Just zoom out right here so you can see the chart very clearly, guys. So as you can see on the 1 hour time frame, you can see that price has also been on the same zones that were mapped out on the higher time frame, guys. So as you can see, this was the resistance zone we marked out. You can see there are very visible touches of price on that resistance zone before it broke out and then came back to retest that zone, thereby turning it into a support. So we'll be expecting for next week price to continue upward, to respect this resistance zone right here, or possibly break out of it to continue upward. On the flip side, if price decides to break, that is to move downward to break below this support zone right here, we'll be expecting price to give us confirmation of any sort before continuing downward So guys, generally on GBP USD, we'll be expecting a continuation to the upside since price has broken out of this resistance zone right here. We'll be expecting, and then came back to retest it. So we'll be expecting price to continue upward. We're expecting movements to the upside for GBP USD. But just like we always do on the flip side, if price decides to break below this support right here, we'll be expecting price to continue downward after giving us a confirmation of entry, guys. So guys, quickly we'll move over to XAUSD so we can also analyze and find out some key zones that we need to be paying close attention to for the coming week, guys. Welcome back. As you can see on my screen, this is XAUSD on a daily time frame. So these are maxed out zone. This is a very valid resistance zone that price has been respecting for weeks now, and this is also a very valid support zone that has been holding for weeks now, and price has been ranging in between these two zones for weeks now on the daily time frame. So if you were with us for our last week forecast, if you followed us, you'll notice that we're expecting price to continue downward from where it is, to either respect this resistance zone or possibly break out of it, respect this support zone right here. And price did just as we expected by coming down to respect the support zone right here before continuing to the upside. So for next week on XAUSD on the daily time frame, since price came back for the last week to respect this support zone right here, so we'll be expecting price to continue upward, to respect this resistance zone which has been holding for weeks now. But on the flip side, if price decides to reverse from its current direction, to break below this support right here, we'll be expecting price to give us a confirmation before continuing downward to the support right here. So guys, I will just quickly move over to the 4 hours time frame so we can get a clearer view of this zone. Alright guys, so this is the 4 hours time frame on XAUSD. As you can see, the zones are pretty clearer on this time frame, guys. So this is the resistance zone that we said has been holding for a while now. This is also the support that has been holding for a while. So as you can see, for last week we were expecting price to either respect this resistance zone or possibly break out of it to respect this support zone. So price did just as we expected by coming down to respect this support zone. Since price has broken out of this resistance zone, we'll be expecting price to continue upward, to respect this resistance zone, or possibly break out of it, to continue upward, guys. But on the flip side, if price decides to reverse from where it is, to break below this support zone right here, I'll just quickly draw that out. We'll be expecting, price to give us a confirmation before continuing to the downside, the next support zone just below, guys. So quickly we'll also move over to the 1 hour time frame so we can get other clearer insights of price movement on XAUSD, guys. So guys, this is the 1 hour time frame on XAUSD. As you can see, the movement of price on the 1 hour time frame are pretty clearer than the 4 hours time frame, guys. So I'll just zoom out real quick so we can see what we are looking at, guys. So right here you can see that I'll just extend this right here. You can see that price broke out of this resistance zone, came back to retest it before continuing downward, and then also broke out of this resistance zone. I'll call it the previous support zone because price hit it here, so broke out of the previous support, came back to retest it. So right here, because price has broken out of this previous support zone right here and then came back to retest it, we'll be expecting price to continue upward to respect this resistance zone before any drops. But on the flip side, if price decides to continue downward from where it is to break below the support zone right here, we're expecting price to give us a confirmation of any sort before continuing downward to the support zone just below, guys. So generally for XAUSD, guys, we'll be expecting a short movement upward for price to continue upward to respect the resistance zone right here, or possibly break out of it to continue upward. On the flip side, just like we always do a flip side scenario, if price decides to break below this support zone right here, we're expecting price to give us a confirmation before continuing downward to the next support zone just below. So guys, that will be all for this week's forecast. Please do well to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel so as to get notification on when we post our weekly forecast, and also do well to check out our Telegram channel, which the link will be displayed on the description of this video. We offer other premium services of which you wouldn't want to miss out on, so do well to join our Telegram channel and also turn on the notification for our videos, guys. So I'll see you next week, same time, GM guys.